On July 1st, 2025, millions of fans around the world held their breath as BTS appeared live on Weverse for the first time as 6 members reunited post-military. In that moment, everything changed. "We've started working on a new album," RM said calmly, but with a spark in his eyes. "It'll reflect what each of us has gone through, and we're aiming for something in spring next year." The chat exploded. Weverse crashed. Hashtags like #BTSisback, #OT7 Spring 2026, and #BTS Global Tour instantly topped trending lists on X, Instagram, and TikTok. For the first time since 2022, BTS didn't just hint at a comeback, they confirmed it. As of early July, 6 out of 7 BTS members, RM, Jin, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, have completed their military duties. Only Suga remains, serving in a public service role due to a past shoulder injury. His discharge is expected in June 2026, but that didn't stop the group from moving forward with plans. RM clarified during the live broadcast, "We've missed each other. Even though Yoongi isn't with us today, he's always a part of this." This solidifies the idea that BTS isn't waiting for perfection. They're building towards it. What kind of music do you make after the most transformative period of your life? That's the question BTS is now answering as they begin recording their new studio album this month. Though no official release date has been given, sources inside HYBE confirmed that recording sessions have started in both Korea and the United States. Jungkook is said to be heavily involved in vocal production. Jimin is reportedly working closely with producers he met during Face. RM and J-Hope are leading the lyrical themes. Meanwhile, Taeyong V is said to be focused on crafting cinematic visuals to accompany the comeback. Industry analysts are calling this a potential reset album, one that reintroduces BTS not just as a group, but as 7 matured individuals with drastically different perspectives post-military. Perhaps even bigger than the album news was the confirmation of a world tour in spring 2026. While details are still under wraps, venues across the globe are reportedly being scouted for a stadium-level tour, with major stops rumored in Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, Paris, and Jakarta. Fans noticed that HYBE has recently filed for new trademarks related to BTS Universe 2026 and Rebirth Tour, further fueling speculation that this won't be a typical tour, but a full-scale multimedia experience. One insider from a European venue called the upcoming BTS comeback the biggest post-pandemic tour the world has seen. This isn't just a musical comeback. It's a personal resurrection. After serving nearly 2 years in the military, each BTS member has experienced isolation, discipline, and time away from fame. For many, it was their first time living as anonymous individuals. Now, they return as men, not boys. Jin, the eldest, said during the live stream, "We all changed in different ways. But when we're together, it feels like we never left." What message will this new album carry? Fans expect themes of healing, reflection, brotherhood, and renewal. And with the world still navigating chaos, economic, social, emotional, there's never been a more powerful moment for BTS to speak again. The emotional weight of the announcement wasn't lost on ARMY. On social media, fans shared stories of how they had grown alongside BTS, endured their own hardships during the group's hiatus, and now felt like this return was a shared rebirth. One viral post on X read, "I'm not the same person I was when they left, but neither are they. This comeback will heal all of us." ARMY fanbases around the world quickly began organizing comeback events, streaming parties, and billboard projects in anticipation of the new album. Some say the Butter Dynamite Permission to Dance era was their commercial peak. Others believe Wings or Love Yourself marked their artistic high point, but this next chapter, it might just be their defining moment. Because for the first time in over a decade, BTS returns not as idols under pressure to prove their worth, but as legends with nothing left to prove, yet everything left to say. They've crossed the military wall. They've lived as civilians. Now they return as artists, sharpened, humbled, and burning with purpose. With recording underway, a comeback looming, and a global tour on the horizon, all eyes are on HYBE and BTS. Rumors suggest a comeback trailer could drop by late 2025, with teaser content beginning as early as Chuseok, Korean Thanksgiving, in September. As always, BTS moves quietly, then all at once. And this time, they're not just returning, they're reclaiming the world stage. IT started simply, a Weverse notification, but what followed was anything but ordinary. For the first time in over 18 months, 6 members of BTS sat together again, dressed casually, joking like brothers, and smiling like no time had passed. Jin took the lead, welcoming everyone and cracking jokes like the group's protective eldest. RM looked at ease, leaning in as if every word he said was for the fans. Jungkook, fresh from his military duties, seemed calm yet sharper, more focused. Jimin laughed easily. J-Hope glowed with quiet confidence. V, ever the enigma, smiled without saying much, but his gaze said everything. Even though this is our first time like this in a while, Jimin said, it feels like yesterday. Millions watched in silence, some crying, others gasping when Jungkook subtly revealed a new tattoo on his chest. It wasn't just a live stream, it was a homecoming. One fan tweeted, I didn't realize how much I missed their energy together until they walked in as 6. OT7 is real. Yoongi will wait. While BTS served, HYBE never stopped planning and boardrooms. Strategies were drawn. Teams worked in silence. Brands lined up, waiting for the moment BTS would return. They weren't just waiting for 7 men. They were preparing for a media event of global proportions. Insiders have revealed that HYBE has rescheduled all long-term partnerships, e.g., Louis Vuitton, Samsung, Tokopedia, to align with Spring 2026. A documentary series following the post-military journey of each member is already in production. The live album drop in July 2025 is a warm-up, testing global engagement ahead of the full comeback. Industry analysts say HYBE isn't planning a traditional return. They're planning a relaunch of the BTS brand as the face of Korean global power. One Korean marketing expert said, this will be the most expensive and globally coordinated comeback in K-pop history. Nothing is being left to chance. When BTS says world tour, they don't mean a dozen stops. Sources indicate that the Spring 2026 global tour will include over 20 countries, 3-leg format, Asia, Europe, and the Americas, potential Middle East and Africa debut. A first in BTS's touring history. Cinematic production with AR/VR stage effects and possibly AI-integrated interactions. There's also talk that each concert stop will include localized cultural moments, tributes to each country's language or history, in BTS's signature respectful style. What makes it even more significant for many fans, it may be the last OT7 tour for years, depending on each member's solo trajectory. Post 2026, this isn't just a concert. It's a global celebration of BTS's return, resilience, and redefinition. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, Jakarta to Johannesburg, armies aren't waiting passively. They're moving fast. Here's what's already happening. Fan bases in 25-plus countries are organizing LED billboard countdowns to Spring 2026. Fan translators are preparing real-time lyric and content translations for the new era. Streaming parties for Golden, Indigo, Face, and Layover are reigniting old music in new anticipation. Scholarships and charity projects have been launched in the name of the comeback, continuing BTS's legacy of social impact. One fan-led event titled The Return of the 7 in Manila sold out all 2,000 available seats within minutes for a fan-organized live stream party, not even an official concert. Why? Because BTS isn't just a group. TO Army. They are a promise, one of connection, strength, and never being alone. The question lurking behind every comeback celebration is simple. Can 7 solo flames burn brightly without dimming the collective fire? During the July 1st announcement, RM made it clear that individual artistry would remain front and center. We've each learned things on our own journeys, and those lessons belong in the music we make together. Industry insiders hint that the album's tracklist may feature unit songs, duos or trios, and even solo cuts woven into the main record, a first for BTS. That structure would let Jungkook's silk-smooth R&B, J-Hope's kinetic hip-hop, ORV's cinematic jazz live alongside a signature OT7 anthem without competition, proving that independence and unity can coexist. Every member has spoken in fragments about how military life reshaped them. Jungkook admitted in Weverse letters that nightly guard duty forced him to sing softly to the stars, just to stay awake. He confided that army kitchens taught him patience. Soup needs slow fire, and so do people. J-Hope wrote about finding rhythm in the march cadence rather than on stage. Songwriters close to the project say these raw reflections are surfacing as spoken-word intros, journal-style interludes, and field-recorded ambience, boots on gravel, distant reveille horns. The goal? Transform military memories into universal catharsis for anyone who's ever felt stuck behind a wall.